are ready now for the start of the parade of commercial vehicles. Now you see these stewards are there ready to let them in, and they will be going around the inner ring on the outside of the inner ring. It's a very complicated job we've got this year. It's quite a lot of strain on Dave Milton, and now you have to think so much harder about the outer part of the inner ring and the inner part of the outer ring and that, but we should get it right before the day's out, I'm sure. No, having said that, having said that, we've got a bit of steam activity going on, which we hope to see all during the day. So the ring will be alive. There'll be old Merle Susie. That wasn't been here before, did it? No, as far as I know. That's an engine which lives in Cornwall now. That's the Daniel brothers. They usually bring that lovely blowing engine up with their Goodroyd engine. But certainly it's beautifully restored now with the slippy jacket on. Looks very nice too, that big figure. Now, we saw our little option case series go around. Now, this is a later model based on the Lone Star. There are a lot more commercials there to look at. I was hoping to get some more around the ring. Hopefully they wake up later on with the ticket parade. We got another one coming down. What's rather on you when it comes down and I keep going down. Oh, you got it. I hope you're right. Anyway, we've got pretty heavy haulage still going on in the monster commercial. We've got two vehicles on the front of it now. The accident tractor and there's another standard. I wouldn't know. You're the technical man. Well, no, I can imagine. I mean, most of them actually had the 6. There were some with the 5. Of course, the Gardeners are one of those that... or outer ring, I suppose you might call it. And I suppose they're getting ready to come on to the arena. In the meantime, of course, inside... He's getting complicated. Inside the inner ring. Our ring organizer up here just going to get him. He's been sorting out a little problem up here. That's his excuse anyway. I see. Right. Yeah, anyway, we've got the heavy haulage going on. What's that on the front here? Yeah, it's good. Well, if there's cattle on there, it wouldn't be low. So this was the cattle configure. have I could imagine a Rolls Royce or Cummins engine. I'll have a word with the man concerned later and find a little bit.
I like to call them miniatures rather than models. And this one's a Garrett, built to a 4-inch to the foot scale. It was built between 95 and 98, and it's named Harry after the owner's son, owned by Sean Barrington from Shaftesbury. Right, then we've got a Pearl. This is a 4-inch again, built by the owner in 1996 to drive a 4-inch scale thrashing set. Charlie Harvey from Lymington. Foster miniature. If you look at the front of these Fosters, you'll see a ring around the smoke box, and built into that ring at the bottom is a miniature of a First World War tank. Now, Fosters during the First World War built tanks for the army. You know it was built after the First World War. Another barrel coming along. Again, a 4-inch to the foot. It's a very popular scale. This one built between 92 and 93 by the owner. And this was done while he was doing his engineering apprenticeship. Another 4-inch scale Garrett here, this one called Tilly, owned by Ken Topless from Oxford. Nice to have you with us this weekend, Ken. Let's hope you're enjoying yourself. Smaller, this is built to a 3-inch to the foot scale. This is based on an Ulchin traction engine. This one built in 1983, owned by George Crouch, again from Lymington. Hope you're enjoying yourself up here in Somerset. I was down in Lymington last weekend, believe it or not, taking the wife to go to the Isle of Wight. Oh yes, there you go. Nice to see you, George.
I think the name Crouch just depicts the way he sits on that little 3-inch, but he certainly travels some miles on it throughout the summer.
Oh, we got something a bit smaller coming along now. You see, they can build these to different scales. 4-inch to the foot seems to be fairly popular, sort of 1/3 full size. You get a nice size engine, it's not too big to carry about. But this one's built to a scale of 2 inches to the foot. And based on a barrel traction engine, there it is, based on a design which came out in the Model Engineer called Mini, and built between 1988 and 93, owned by Alan Willis from Bournemouth. Then our section here for this section, this is another of the 4-inch Fosters, and if you look on the front, as I say, you'll see that tank. And we recognise the two young ladies on the back here. They go and catch a ride every time they can. But there we are. So that one owned by John Mitchell from Cranmore, and the Mitchell family are our organisers for the miniature steam. And this one I believe is a 6-inch to the foot. Yep, 6-inch to the foot. That's a replica of a Burrell Devonshire engine, which was a single crank compound built by Burrell, specially for use in the narrow lanes. It's got quite a short boiler, and it was very manoeuvrable, and they called it the Devonshire engine. So there it is. The originals were 6 nominal horsepower, single crank compound, and we'll tell you something about single crank compounds a bit later. It was a Burrell patent. Reappeared with the Hedgeman family down in Somerset. Another of the engines has come up from Cornwall. This is the Burl single crank compound Susie. They've come along to help out with the heavy haulage this weekend. And you saw them in action earlier today. Travelled quite a way to be with us. Andrew Temple, Rockford area to be with us. And this is a Ruston. Rustons were one of the many manufacturers of engines who were situated in Lincoln. And this is at Rochester in Kent. Quite a heavy roller, this one. It was built in 1914 and was supplied due to Winchcombe Rural District Council, but was later taken in as part of the city, so not far to come to the rally. Very much a regular attender here at these rallies. Taken over into showroom use and used around the Dorset area. It went off into preservation, I believe in Hertfordshire originally, and then came down as part of the Gilby collection. It's been a regular attender at our rallies here for a number of years now. So there it is, St Bernard, the lovely little Burl Sherman tractor. These smaller Sherman engines, they were used for hauling the living wagons about, and probably for driving small light rides, such as the children's roundabouts or the Cherubane, or just producing light for the stall sideshow. Then the Twitter Sentinel S-type steam wagon. This is the last type that actually were produced for the road in the 1930s. And as you can see, this particular one went to the Cavaliers Cooperative Society in Glasgow.
Unfortunately here, Vince's daughter is now qualified to drive. Vince is redundant. He just sits up in the back there. No, it's not a sad sight, is it? Cheer up, Vince.
Then we've got one of the really old engines in preservation here, this McLaren, and this is the 1890. It's well over 100 years old, and quite a regular McLarens were another of the leads for building engines, other than the second of our Sentinel S-types now, and this is one of a pair that was supplied to Brown and Sons at Chelmsford, and an engine has been coming to our rallies for a number of years now. Beautiful Burl traction engine. Spent his working days over in the Essex area with the Barcroft family. They were well-known thrashing contractors over there, and lovely 7-horse Burl, beautiful engine. No doubt
out on Eddie Baker and Mr. Inc. quite happy that I think because David out there, he's practicing for when he gets his train engine back on the road hopefully this year.
Then Nick's latest acquisition, latest engine acquisition, beautiful 5-horse German engine, Margaret, spent all its working life with the Thurston family over in the, well, I will say East Thurston actually, but Rugby is over there. And he's had it re-let out on the original family lettering now. And here's the Kindle that we talked about earlier. That's our right. Likes to work the engine on the road. This is Gladiator, one of the engines very early in preservation in West of England. Spent its working life with Anderson Roland, and Dave has driven all the way up in various stages. He didn't do it all at one go, but it's quite long hikes to get. Although it's a Somerset-based engine, this is a Foden steam wagon built at Sandbach in Cheshire. It was in found very few things actually. Rebuilding it, and it's looking beautiful. So all credit to them indeed. You see that those were chain drive. That's just a tread chain coming down to the back axle. It used to be a another Ruston. This is a Ruston 5 nominal horsepower traction engine. Again, quite a regular attender at our rally. Brian has moved out into the... Nice to see him here again. As I said earlier, Rustons were one of the many Lincoln manufacturers. Taken over by an American company, but I believe they've now been closed down, and the works are about to be demolished, I believe.
Oil here, Derek Hallett wants to confer with you about doing another run. So Alex, the Leyland Crusader man, could you come see Derek?
lads having a go. They're going to soon drop off the trailer at the bottom end, and I'm sure some of the steam lads will then be there to pick it up and give us everything. You can hear the turbo on that Leyland at the front. It's a Leyland engine, I believe, Jerry, in that one. No, it's the Rolls-Royce engine. Rolls-Royce engine. Supercharged, yeah. Yeah, you can hear the whistle of the supercharger.
Actually, Leyland is a false name on it really, because Leylands and Scammels all went into one, but it was originally a Scammell design, the Crusader, designed for a tank transporter, and many years ago, going across all Crusaders, see many of these Crusaders pulling a trailer with a big tank on them, so now they're coming into civilian use, and got a nice blue suit on there, and looks very attractive. Vehicle.
I see Jim Barnes there with the big 8 horsepower Royal Sherman's engine having a grand time thrashing it up through the arena. But with this type of arena, the whole idea is that they can work the engines hard in safety. There you go. Wonderful sound out of the chimney.
Now, pin back your ears, we have here an item of found property. So if anyone's lost, I think you call it an identity bracelet, silver coloured. Being an identity bracelet, it should have something on it, but it hadn't. So we don't know whose identity it is. So having uttered that paragraph of confusion, someone's lost their identity bracelet. We don't know who they are, and they probably don't know who they are. But if you have lost your identity bracelet, here it is in the commentary box if you can identify it.
Well, now, coming around the main part of the arena, heavy haulage, here we go. Len Crane's come down all the way from Wolverhampton to be with us this weekend, and he's got the right size engine there for pulling a heavy load around. Here he comes. What a wonderful sight that is, that magnificent big crane engine on the heavy haulage.
Oh, we seem to be just as well. Anyway, none of our Jeeps, wonderful vehicles, these Jeeps, and many of them are being produced, and now we've got a wet armed up in the back there. Now he said if he could hit us. Well done, Robert. to the rest of the Series 1 Land Rovers to appear on the scene. We've got two of our owners and drivers there.
Well, our military vehicle parade will be followed by the Series 1 Land Rover. We've got a Series 1 Land Rover fan here to talk about that, but we'll hand him solely over to John there.
Well, of course, thank you, Jerry.
Marshalls at Gainsborough not only built steam engines, but they built the single-cylinder diesel tractors and went on to produce another range of diesel tractors afterwards. And see, that one's got a Devon registration, TA.
And then I've got a 62, 1959 Mexico 35, going by Livings all the way from Painted.
We've got a 1948 Fords and Major coming along. This is the sort of Ford development after the N-type or the standard, and same basic engine, but somewhat larger machine for heavier pulling work.
And then back to our Marshall again, single-cylinder Marshall Model M. This one from the 30s, pre-Second World War. And what is the access for this device?
On to a pre-war Alice Chalmers now. The model view. 1930. This one, 1958, Alice Chalmers. And we'll play sweatshirt.
No need to run. A fair amount of weight to swing around there, but they're interesting vehicles. I'm not sure that my neighbours would be happy. Before that, we've got something from an earlier generation. This is an American La France fire appliance, fire truck the Americans call them, dating from 1928. 14-litre petrol engine there, 6-cylinder. 3 spark plugs per cylinder, 3 forward gears, 1 reverse, and it's been imported from America within the last 12 months. And you'll notice as it goes around, it actually has chain drive. And it's quite interesting looking at that and comparing it with the Range Rovers we've just seen. The difference in style and the whole. We'll give them a shout.
Yeah, we heard someone say it, didn't we?
Actually, because if it is, oh dear. Right, there we are. We've got a fire in the ring. Can we get some help, please, from our fire crews?
I think there's a strike on, John.
I think there's a strike. Well, I think one of them to deal with it. It's a bit frightening. There he is coming around here. You watch that roll as he comes around this corner now with that weight he's got in there. It's fairly soft suspension on there, I think. He's coming in on the correct side there. And the second one. And then we've got the Dodge coming up behind. They're actually simulating quite a long drive to a fire at the moment. There they are, move around one each side of the fire. And there's a little Dennis coming around as well. And the Dodge behind. Stretch it out, take it right up. Driver sorting out the hose here, pulling it out. Now we've got foam. The Royal Navy Range Rover at this end has got a foam tank in operation. I think it's water from the other one. See how that foam is just blanketing the fire completely. Cover it all out. Firefighters wearing, of course, the up-to-date modern gear. The full head helmet there with the visor on the front.
And this lorry belongs to the late Ron Motherfield, number 6, another from Ron Langport, who passed on later. But he missed wrong, but nevertheless, this was still in the so great Albion. I'm trying to think of the Cairn, Albion Cairn, that little Albion is there. Superb little bike, very forward control, which gives to a short wheelbase with a fairly long payload body on there. Now, Mike, I'm glad you brought this one around. That's the old Parnell Dodge. This is the Dodge Q built after the war with the Briggs cap set up. Same cap you'll find on the Leyland Comet and also on the 4D4. I drove one of these in Zipper Form once with a Perkins R16 which is slightly bigger than the B6, with an 82-speed axle, and they were a very fast lorry on the road, very fast. Followed by one of our old favourites, the Land Rover Series 2. We had John here talking about the Land Rovers earlier on there now, John. She really is looking first class.
Morris has built this vehicle with the sliding doors for parcels work, and what a roomy box-like van it was. Very purpose-built for parcel delivery, and here's a very fine example of it. Now we saw the little optic case here as you go around. Now this is a later K model.